Okay, so it is Thursday, not Wednesday, because I need time to read. Anyways, not so awesome comic book pickup, yay, okay. Comic shop news, not gonna open it again this week because there was nothing interesting in it. The cover does look pretty awesome though, I'm not gonna lie. And the Spider-Man comic that's in it is always pretty awesome. On to actual business. X-Men issue 9. I didn't even finish reading it. Not saying it's bad, but I'm not saying it's good either. I didn't enjoy it that much. I don't know. I didn't really like the last issue either. I think I'm just gonna finish off the story arc and drop it in a way. I don't want to because there's characters I really like in there, but I don't know. This story arc compared to the first story arc, I'm not really liking all that much. Um, yeah, it's just I'm like I know what's going on, but I don't even know how to explain what's going on because it's kind of the names confuse me among other things. And I think it's kind of I I don't have the right word for it, but it's like oh the girls, the all girl team fights female supervillains. We didn't see that one coming. Um, anyways, next up Harley Quinn. Um, let's see. I did like it. It was actually pretty funny. There is a lot of animals involved in this. Basically, a animal shelter place kind of thing. After having animals for a certain amount of time, they kill them. Uh, and Harley doesn't like the idea of it, and she calls Ivy. So Ivy does make a guest appearance here, and they want to free the animals. You can imagine what happens. Still more on the whole, somebody wants her dead, and there's assassins coming after her. Not much of that storyline was revealed. But it's still like the main underlying story going on. It was fun. It was entertaining. I like it. It's $2.99, so it's not a horrible price. Um, not much else to say about it aside from I like it. It's not like something you're missing if you're not picking up, and it's not something that it's fabulous, but it's entertaining, and that's what I like about it. Um, let's see, Batman and Two-Face number 27. Kind of getting tired of the Two-Face thing. I thought it was only going to be two parts. It looks like there's going to be another part. I don't know if that's the conclusion or not. If I remember correctly, the last issue actually ended good because this issue started off pretty good. A lot of action in this issue. There was I want to stop going and but I can't. Yay, progress eventually. It's I forgot her name. The redhead lady and Two-Face are all arguing stuff. More guys come here and they want the girl dead, but not Two-Face. I don't know. It's weird. It's all right. It's not as good as Batman and Robin was. And I'm just really the only reason I'm even hanging in there now is to see for when Carrie Kelly comes into the mix. Hopefully, maybe not next issue, but the issue after that. That's what I'm holding out for. Otherwise, I'm not that much of a fan of this anymore. Even the art, like if you go back to the first uh the first volume of this, I really liked how Batman was drawn. I really liked how everything was drawn. The art has changed. I don't know if it's a different artist. I'm assuming it is, but I don't know. It just to me it doesn't look as good. They did kind of again I'm making those noises. They did kind of cover the last few issues with Batman and Robin. Not Batman and Robin, but Batman and Nightwing, Batman and all of that. They had like pictures of it. I thought that was pretty cool to tie into that stuff, but it wasn't really a tie-in. It was more like just memories and him making this. It was a pretty good speech about how everybody has a dark side and they're always at war with each other and blah blah blah. It was alright. Anyways, moving on. Marvel Knights X-Men 3 of 5. Okay, so this issue was entirely action. Still really liking it. But I don't Wolverine does not seem like Wolverine. I don't know if that's because it's probably not Wolverine or if he's just being kind of a in this he wants the mutant they found dead because she's too dangerous, and supposedly she killed someone, but they don't even know if she actually killed that person yet. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem like Wolverine to me. He does something else here that I really wasn't expecting, and I kind of feel like it's not gonna be him in the end. It's gonna end up being maybe he was kidnapped at some point in the issue and we didn't know about it, and it's not him, or it's part of that other girl's power, and that's why he's acting all weird. I don't know. Other than that, it is still really good. I am gonna finish it up to the fifth issue. The art still really like it. It fits this perfectly, and nothing else to say aside from I really like it. If you want to get the last three issues and read it, want to just get the first issue and read it, that's up to you. I liked it better than the Spider-Man one. This one made more sense to me, even though I only read one issue of that. So yeah, and I didn't read the Hulk one. Can't say anything about that, but this definitely like it. Captain America issue 15. So I think they called him the Iron Nail. I think that was the bad guy. I don't know if that's actually his name because they mentioned like two bad guys in here. I have no idea who they are. I'm not big on Captain America, at least up until Marvel Now started. Aside from Red Red Skull, right? Right. I don't want to mess that up. But aside from him, I can't really think of much of his villains. Even the Winter Soldier is just you know who he is. You know who he is. If you don't, if you're new to comics, I'm not gonna spoil that. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows who he is. Um, can't really think of many of his villains. I guess there was that purple laser guy, but that might have been from the cartoon show, and I don't remember his name, and I don't know if that was actually Captain America's villain. Um, anyways, it's more like they're just talking to Nuke. They're talking about how he's been programmed to follow orders no matter what and do them, and how before, back in the war, he was a good person. He actually protected more soldiers than he killed, which was interesting. A lot of background information. It starts off with this one guy trying to escape this camp, and that's when they show that Iron Nail guy. I don't know if that's his name. And it's more like a setup issue than anything else. Not bad, not the greatest issue that's come out, but it's still, really liking the Captain America run, so I'm not going to drop it unless, things go downhill or something dramatic changes. Otherwise, it's still really good. Still recommend getting Captain America, even if you have to wait until the .1 issue. It's good. It's worth it, in my opinion, at least up until now. Especially the whole first Dimension Z thing. I really like that. Anyways, Forever Evil Justice League issue 27. A Cyborg issue, as you can see, rebooted Cyborg 2.0. Yeah, he comes back finally. They do rebuild him after a little argument between him and his dad. It was a good issue. A lot of Cyborg, not a much advancement with anything else, but a lot of Cyborg. It it wasn't a filler issue because obviously, Cyborg coming back is a big deal. He looks a little bit different now. First thing when I saw him with the new look was like, oh, is he gonna? They're gonna make another Kotobukiya statue of him where he looks like this now, or I don't know. But it was good. He's looking for someone. Don't want to say who, mostly because I don't remember his name. He mentions something about a robot in the Watchtower, but I don't even know who they're talking about because I didn't read Justice League before Trinity War. Anyways, decent issue. Not the greatest, again, just like Captain America, but I'm following along with Justice League. I'm not reading any of the other Justice Leagues, just this one. And it was alright, and it was good to see Cyborg finally come back, and I am still really excited to see for when Batman and Lex either fight, team up, do whatever they're gonna do. I know they're supposed to team up, supposedly. That's supposed to be the Injustice League or something. So I'm more excited about that, waiting for that to happen, hopefully soon. And now we move on to Batman issue 27, which a lot of action in this issue, actually. Actually, here's a note. I just remembered now thinking Batman. If we go back to Batman and Two-Face really quick, they did that then and now thing that Avengers does, but they did it so much better. And by then and now, I mean they have a flashback. They had a flashback with Harvey and his wife, and that redhead lady and, him becoming a district attorney and stuff. And they did it in a way that wasn't every few pages going back in time and coming back to the present. It only happened once. It started off with a now, in the middle went to then, and then ended with now again. That's how it should be done. That's how Avengers. That's the reason I dropped Avengers, is because it went too much into then now, then now, then now. It's like too confusing. I didn't like it. All over the place. Works on TV shows. Obviously, it can work with comic books because it did it on there, and I didn't get confused. But yeah. Anyways, back to Batman 27. Action starts off with the police hunting Batman, which I wasn't expecting at all. And he finds the lair of someone. I'm not going to say who, and we're basically getting into the final act of this with Riddler. It was a little bit of a lead-up issue, but a lot of action. He had a pretty interesting conversation with Alfred, and again with Gordon. He had a conversation there. They kind of explained more of the last issue. Not explained more, but covered his side of his story of, Bruce's parents being killed and how Bruce was arrested, or not arrested, but he was taken in by the police earlier that day for whatever it was. Just, I don't know if he was running away or whatever. I don't really remember. Can't speak. Either way, good issue. Can't wait for the next one. Again, it's Batman. If you like Batman, this is the Batman, you should be getting. And all new XFactor #2. I actually really like this issue. Still not crazy about the art, but it is growing on me a little bit. And if you're wondering about the art, if you look at the cover, basically that's what it looks like. The cover, it looks like the interior art. So, we still only have 3 members of XFactor: Polaris, Quicksilver, and Gambit. The story really is mostly told by Gambit's perspective. We see what he's thinking throughout the issue. So this one, they go to this place to rescue some mutants that were captured. They don't know who they are, but the second they get there, they kind of all fall into traps. And apparently the mutants there were all kind of set to die, but not really. I mean, they basically were by Quicksilver, so they don't like him very much. And this doctor crazy guy does big monster things. It was a good issue. I don't want to spoil it, but you should check out XFactor if you're interested in Gambit, Polaris, and Quicksilver, or just one of them. It's pretty darn good. I'm actually starting to enjoy it more than the first issue. And I can't wait to see who the next members of XFactor are going to be. Don't know when they're going to be introduced. I mean, pretty sure they've already announced them. They showed them in the cover for issue 1, I believe. One of the variants, possibly. Or it was just concept art, whatever. Either way, they haven't introduced them in the actual comic yet. But anyways, my favorite thing of the week, all new X-Men, issue 22.1, because it's a .1 issue. Technically, it is just issue 22, because issue 23 is next week. But the .1 meaning that if you have been waiting to jump on all new X-Men, this is your chance. And it actually did a pretty good job at it. It was funny. I really liked how funny it was. And the Guardians of the Galaxy do make an appearance, and they were hilarious. At least Star-Lord was hilarious. And really, there was this part when they're in the cafeteria, Angel's sitting in the middle, Scott on the left, and Jean on the right. From our perspective, I guess from their perspective, it would be the other way around. But he's like thinking his thoughts, Jean is hearing them, and she's like having an argument with him. And it's funny because every few words, she argues back something because he thought something, and he's kind of like, I didn't say that kind of thing. It was good. It was really funny. Iceman outside singing some random song in the snow. Good issue. The, Trial of Jean Grey, it starts here. Obviously, if you want to continue reading it, you have to read Guardians of the Galaxy for the next part, which comes out next week. I don't have a problem with that because I already read Guardians of the Galaxy. Some people who don't like picking up multiple things to be tied in probably don't like that. And I can see why. I don't really necessarily enjoy it when comic books are like, okay, you have to read all of these different series to get the full story. I'd rather it just be a limited series or contained. I mean, I like the tie-ins. I don't know. It's just, it depends on what it is and how many issues it's spread across. Like Forever Evil, I'm not getting all of it, but that's just me. And there's actually a bonus that makes this issue just worth getting if you want to get into all new X-Men. If you see here, it does bonus digital edition plus digital collection. That is because the digital download code also gives you volume 1 of All New X-Men, which I want to say is the first 5 issues, maybe the first 6. Not 100% sure, I haven't downloaded it yet. But the fact that it gives you the first volume, as in, the first hardcover volume, the first paperback, I think it's been reprinted, I don't know if it's been reprinted yet, it's really cool. So you get the first few issues in digital format, including, this one in digital format. So anyone who's new really should pick this up. If you've been wanting to read it, but you've been waiting to get the hardcover, maybe you should get this and read it, either on your computer, if you have an iPad or a tablet, even your phone, even though I don't like squinting that much on the phone, but they do a good job with the digital editions. So this one gets a bonus recommendation for me just because for $3.99 you get the hardcover, and I believe it expires next year, the digital download code, so you have a good amount. I don't know if the download code's going to be there for the second run of this, like if they do a second printing. I don't know if they're even going to make it to a second printing because I don't really see it selling out all that much. But who knows, maybe that bonus digital download thing will make it sell out. Either way, pretty cool that they included that. Don't know if they're doing that with all the point ones, but if they are, that would actually be really cool of Marvel to do. And yeah. Anyways, that is my pickups for this week. If you notice, I posted more or less every day this week. I'm not posting Friday, which is tomorrow, and I didn't post yesterday, which was Wednesday. But I'm gonna post this obviously today, Thursday, the whatever, and I have an Electronic Thursday video, which if it's not up with this video, it'll be up later tonight. I need to finish the editing. I forgot to do one shot, so I had to shoot that right now before I did this. I have to edit it and export it. This I'm just throwing up on there without editing. And Ultimate Saturday Review will be up this Saturday. I have one of those actually already completely done, waiting on my computer, just waiting for Saturday to upload. Don't really got much else to say about that. Did an unboxing for a Beast War toys. Horrible unboxings, by the way. I did not like how they came out. I did horrible in that regard, but I figured I filmed it. I'm gonna put it up anyway. Who cares? Worst thing that's gonna happen, people are gonna thumbs it down, and I'm gonna be like, "Aww." But yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, like, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and I will see you next time you see one of my videos, because that's kind of how this YouTube thing works. Alright then, bye.